room, we can just let them in as this meeting goes on. So good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Misty Valley Road Water Main Replacement Project. If that's not what you're here for, you're probably in the wrong meeting. Next slide, please. So good evening. I want to extend a warm welcome to everybody for coming out on this rainy evening. Well, it depends on where you're at, but it was pouring down rain here at the office. And so warm welcome attending this meeting for the Misty Valley Road Water Main Replacement. Here you're going to learn about the project, be able to ask and have some of your questions answered about the project from a panel of experts that will be guiding you through this project as we go. Next slide, please. And to bring you this presentation this evening, we have a team of experts from DWM that's going to answer your questions about the Misty Valley Road Water Main Replacement Project. We're going to tell you a little about what to expect during construction, but before we do that, I'm going to give you a little overview of what DWM does pretty much on a daily basis. And from there, I will turn it over to the construction manager to let them tell you more about the project. Next slide, please. And again, greetings for the commissioners. I'm not sure they're here, but this is Commissioner Messiah and Commissioner Bolton, District 3 and Super District 7. Should they come on, I will pause a minute and give them a chance to speak should they join the meeting. But for now, we're going to keep pushing forward. Again, I am Deputy Director. I'm Kerry Williams, Deputy Director for Engineering and Construction Management Service for DeKalb County Water Services. Next slide, please. So here's a little about what we do on a daily basis. Some of the things that you see on a daily basis, you may see that we do, other things you won't. Start with, we send potable water to your house via our Scott Candler water treatment plant. We only have one water treatment plant in the county of DeKalb. And we have two wastewater treatment plants, both located in South DeKalb. We have the Snapfinger plant and the Pole Bridge plant. The northern part of the county is served by the city of Atlanta's R.M. Clayton wastewater treatment facility and a facility in Fulton County. In addition to operating wastewater plant, we also have over 5,000 miles of pipe that we maintain to collect and distribute water to your house. We take wastewater away and we bring clean water to your house. Things you may see on a daily basis, such as our water tanks. You probably see our pump stations, you just don't realize you see them. And there are other visible things, other things that's in the system that you cannot see, but we do maintain and operate on a daily basis. Next slide, please. So this is part of DWM's effort to replace our aging infrastructure. Specifically, the pipes in this area, they were put in the ground roughly around 1957, and they have reached the end of their useful life. So we are being proactive to go ahead and start replacing these pipes in this area. Next slide, please. And to assist us, we have a team of consultants, contractors, AECOM, RGI. These are help us on a daily basis in our design, our construction of these projects. And so at this point, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to turn it over to the construction manager, assistant director, Ms. Cassandra Marshall. She will tell you more about the project and what we are trying to do to improve the distribution system in your area. Ms. Marshall, the floor is yours, and I'm going to be quiet.
All right. Thank you, Kerry. Good evening, everyone. My name is Cassandra Marshall, and again, I am the Assistant Director of the Capital Improvement Projects for Watershed Management. My duties include overseeing the Watershed $4.27 billion Capital Improvement Program and managing the construction management staff. I have over 25 years of experience in construction management, and I'm supported by a team of experts also. So now you've heard a little bit about myself. I will now provide an overview of our problems with the system and our solution in repairing the aged infrastructure. Next slide. The problem. The problem is primarily due to excessive water main breaks, aged infrastructure, and operational efficiencies. The pipe was put in 1957, and in this area, the county has been faced with over 59 water main breaks from 1989 to 2024. The pipe material in this area is primarily old tuberculated cast iron pipe, 2-inch galvanized, and cement pipe. The life expectancy of this pipe is only 70 plus years. So of course we've met that and exceeded that lifespan, and it's time to replace that pipe. The numbers of pipe failures increases with the time, and it is also a good indicator that the pipe needs to be replaced. Next slide. So what does a CIP stand for? A CIP, or a capital improvement project, is a project that helps maintain or improve an asset. It can either be new construction or a replacement of an existing infrastructure. Earlier this year, the Board of Commissioners approved a new CIP program for $4.27 billion for projects to be completed from 2025 to 2035. Misty Valley Water Main Replacement Project is a $6.9 million project that's included within that plan. My team, the capital improvement team, is responsible for getting the work done. My team includes 2 DWM construction managers and 12 licensed inspectors. Next up, in the presentation, you will hear from the DWM inspection supervisor, Danny Mathis. He has over 30 years of experience in construction, and he's very well equipped to manage and oversee this project. And also, along with our in-house staff, we are also supported by consultant firms who help assist the county with the construction management and inspection services. So what the county wants you to know is we're here to help. We want to reduce or eliminate emergency repairs. We want to stop breaks, and we want to protect the environment. And after we're done, this project should last a minimum of 100 plus years. Next slide. You will now hear from Danny Mathis, the inspection supervisor for this project.
Thank you, Cassandra, for the warm introduction. Hello, everybody. Again, my name is Danny Mathis. I am the inspection supervisor for the Department of Watershed Management. Next slide. Misty Valley Road Water Replacement Project Scope. This plan includes installing 18,400 linear feet of 8-inch ductile line water main pipe, including service ladders, hydrants, valves, pavement restoration, and raising water meter boxes to grade. The trench will be milled and resurfaced once the new water main is completed. The existing 6-inch water main will be abandoned in place and filled with non-shrink gravel. The site condition will be altered from the existing, and all disturbed pavement and landscape will be replaced in kind. Erosion control BMPs will be installed throughout the entire water main alignment. No more than 1,000 linear foot of trench will be open at one time and must be filled and covered daily. Next slide. Road affected on this project. There are several homes, 200 to 250 homes going to be impacted. The streets that are going to be impacted are Peach Crest Road, Sherrydale Lane, Phillips Circle, Misty Valley Road, Brookfield Lane, Glenford Drive, and Primrose Place. Next slide. Open cut is just a traditional method of trenching. It consists of cutting the asphalt, digging the trench, and installing new water line. The street will be backfilled and replaced with asphalt. Next slide. Schedule activity. Community notices should have went out on May 1st. Of course, the community meeting is today, May 13th. The contractor is expected to mobilize May 19th, and construction starts May 22nd. Final road restoration and paving should be done by March 2026, and construction end by May 2026. Next slide. Boots on the ground, that's my team. We'll be responsible for construction activity, ensuring that erosion control and sedimentation controls are in place. We will ensure proper installation of pipe. We will handle customers' complaint. We'll coordinate with other municipalities. Traffic control will be maintained. We will ensure safety measures are followed. Next slide. This is just the before picture, before the pavement goes down. They just backfilling the street with some greater aggregate base, and then they're tamping the street. The picture to the right is the final restoration of the road. Next slide. Now you will hear back from Ms. Cassandra Marshall.
Thank you, Danny. I will now discuss community awareness. Next slide. Okay, so what to expect? What comes with construction are inconveniences in which we want to try to minimize. What you're going to see is a lot of construction traffic, foot and vehicles, large dump trucks and heavy equipment. There will be construction workers, county employees, and contracted workers throughout your community. There will be material and equipment deliveries by means of a large tractor trailers. However, there will be crews and flaggers that will guide these vehicles throughout the community. What also come with this is the parking issue. There will be vehicles parked alongside the streets and alongside the work zone. Work zones will be clearly delineated by orange cones or barrel. In addition, as a security measure, all county contractors and county employees will have an identification badge and marked vehicles. There will be increased noise from the equipment backup alarms, heavy equipment usage, and saw cutting of the asphalt. Our typical work hours are from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Friday, and sometime weekends. Residents will always have access to their driveway during construction. However, if we happen to be in front of your driveway installing pipe and blocking your driveway, just kindly come out and ask one of the crew workers, say, hey, we need to get out for the day, and they will guide you in and out. So you always have access to and from your property. Water disruption, any planned water disruption, you would have some type of notification at least 24 to 48 hours before the disruption. One last item you're probably going to see is silt on the street. However, our contractor is responsible for keeping streets clean and swept daily. Next slide. All right, so the sign at the bottom left of the screen is an example of the sign we require our contractors to install prior to starting any work in the area. These signs are to be placed on multiple streets in the line of traffic, so the community is aware of the project, the location, and the duration of the project. And this is typically done at least 72 hours prior to the start of the construction. And on the right-hand side is just a generic county contractor sign to be placed on unmarked vehicles. So again, either the vehicle is marked with the company logo, or it should have a generic DeKalb County contractor sign on the side of it. At all times, the county vehicles or the contractor's vehicles must be marked and identifiable as a security measure. Next slide. You will now hear from Ms. Alicia Penny about public communications update.
Thank you, Cassandra. Good evening, everyone. My name is Alicia Penny, and I'm the Public Relations Manager for the department. And I've worked with the department for over 20 years, providing communications and community outreach. Tonight, I will be sharing with you the ways that we will be communicating with you throughout this project. Next slide, please. Ahead of tonight's meeting, you would have received a notification letter similar to the one pictured here, telling you about the project, giving you the details of how long the project will last, as well as telling you about tonight's meeting. Going forward, 48 to 72 hours ahead of any substantial update that takes place for the project, you will either receive a letter like the one you received before tonight's meeting, or a door hanger like the one pictured here that will notify you of activities related to the project that are significant change that will impact you. We also will use email updates to email you about the project. And so I'd like to ask everyone if you would please place your email addresses in the chat so that we can capture those email addresses and use them to give you updates regarding the project. And we will also share a copy of tonight's presentation with you after the meeting. Next slide, please. Touch points. These are the ways that we will communicate with you. There's a project hotline that is set up for this project as well as other CIP projects. I will share that number with you a little bit later. We have a dedicated website and web page for this project. That page is already up, but we will be adding tonight's recording of this presentation as well as tonight's presentation, the PowerPoint, to that project page. We also will use social media to update you, Facebook, as well as X or Twitter. And finally, when we're trying to update the entire county as well as the media, we use news releases. And the county does have a newsletter that goes out that we will use from time to time to provide you with updates. We'll also use Nextdoor, which we did utilize before tonight. And as Cassandra mentioned earlier, we do have project signs, which will be informing you of what areas we are working in, and the contractors will also be on site. Next slide, please. Here you have the QR codes for everything that I just mentioned. We have Nextdoor, Facebook, X, which is Twitter, YouTube. We do have a YouTube channel. This presentation will be posted there as well, and CIP projects. I'm going to pause for a minute to allow you, if you want, to scan these QR codes. The CIP projects code will take you directly to the page that will have this project listed there. Okay, next slide, please. If you have questions about the project, we do have a dedicated project information line. It's a 1-800 number. You leave a message, and within 24 to 48 hours, someone will return your call. We also have an email address listed here, the project info at dekalbcountyga.gov, as well as we have other critical, important contact information for individuals that are knowledgeable about the project, and that's listed here. Very important to note that if you do have an emergency that's outside of normal business hours, we ask that you please use our dispatch line, which is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week manned line. Someone is always answering that phone. And we have the dispatch number listed here as well as the email. We ask that you use the dispatch line, because on the weekends, we would not have access to be able to answer your question through the project hotline. So that is very important. If it is an emergency, we ask that you please use our 24-hour dispatch line. Next slide, please. This concludes our presentation tonight. We thank you for joining us. We'll now move into the question and answer period of our presentation. If you have a question, we ask that you please place the question in the chat, and I'll be reading them from the chat, and we will get those questions answered for you. Okay, I have here, thanks for the great communication and presentation. One of the main points of this project is located on Peach Crest in front of the only street sewer that handles rain runoff. Does this project address the massive flooding that happens here when it rains? Wondering if this should be addressed, since this will continue to flood even during construction if nothing is done. The ground around the sewer basin is already below street level. This is a major issue now. Roads and drainage has been contacted several times with no resolution. An address is given here, 1301 Peach Crest Road.
Cassandra, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're very faint.
Oh, man.
We can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now? Is it me getting closer to the mic? No?
Yes, if you can get a little closer to the mic.
So to answer the question, no, we're not here to address the stormwater issue. We're only here to address upsizing and upgrading the water main. Did you hear me?
Yeah, we heard.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we did hear you. Thank you. Okay, all right. What can we expect as far as outages?
So there's like two types of outages. The main one is when we're actually tying over the new service line, which goes into your water meter, which service water to your homes. That's only like a 15-minute process once we're ready to swap it over. And secondly, sometimes we're doing cutting plugs or tie-in, which sometimes require us to take the existing old line out of service to allow for that to happen. And that's usually a 4 to 8 hour range.
Yes, can you hear me? Hello.
I hear you.
Oh, you do, good. I just asked that question about expecting what we could expect as outages, and I typed so slow that I decided to unmute. Um, Previously, the notifications like door hangers and things that were thrown on my front porch were blown away, or it rained and they got, I'm wondering, can we get notified 24 hours to 48 hours, as you said, via email or something of that nature, that our water will be off, and an estimation of the time? Like, you're going to have to cut into the water main, it's going to be off all day. That would be key information, I think, for a lot of people. Is that a possibility, that we can get some very clear and reliable notification of that prior to the occurrence?
Yes, that's why we're getting your email addresses, so that we can do just that, so that we can notify you by email ahead of any of those disruptions to your daily your daily activities.
That would be wonderful. I'll look for that. That's my main concern. Thank you.
All right, let's see. Next is I'm on Brookfield Lane. The water main runs along my front yard, and I have landscaping and irrigation. I have a landscaping and irrigation system. Will the new line require my yard and driveway being dug up?
So the answer to that is no. The new water main, it will be located within the streets. So we actually install the pipe down the street, connected over to your water meter. So there may be some damage around the location of your water meter, but any damage that we have done, we will repair it.
The next statement in question, thank you for the meeting. Are the water interruptions and shutoffs only during the work hours?
For as planned outages, yes. However, there are some times when they're not planned outages. For instance, if the contractor is on site and working and we hit a service line, the service line may start gushing water up in the air. And of course, that's not a planned outage. So he has to do whatever to repair it. It may go into the night sometime. We have had some extensive interruptions that doesn't necessarily have a quick fix to it. But typically on a planned outage is either the 15 minutes for the water meter switch over and 4 hours to 8 hours for the cutting plugs and the tie-ins.
Okay, the next message is the flyer on my door said 7 months. I saw 12 months on one of your slides. How long to completion?
12 months. This is approximately a year-long project. All this is dependent upon the weather also, but it's definitely longer than 7 months.
Okay, how large of an area will be dug up around our water meters? How deep does the tap line need to be? Currently, my tap runs about 10 to 12 feet down to the old main.
So we're not concerned about the tap from the old main. Our new tap is what we're switching over to the meter. Usually, let's just say a foot around the meter to get it tied in, but no major digging or excavation around the meter. But it's not about the old tap, it's our new tap. We're just disconnecting the old tap from the meter and reconnecting the new tap that came from the new main to the meter.
Okay, next question is, where will the project begin?
I believe we're starting on Brookfield Lane, Danny. Is that where we're starting at?
Yes, ma'am. That was my request. Yes, ma'am.
Are they gonna have multiple crews?
They should have at least two to three crews,
So one coming out of Brookfield and then the other one's where?
maybe coming out of Glenwood, and then I would think they'll probably start somewhere around Peachcrest.
Okay.
Okay, next question. Can you confirm where the new hydrants will be located on Brookfield? The map on the flyer looked like one would be on my property.
I mean, I don't have the addresses in front of me. Typically, we space those apart about 400 feet. It's just a calculation of the best location within that 400 feet of where to put it. Now, you can leave us your address and we can look into it further. But that's mostly something that's determined in the field as far as the exact location. The map is just a high-level estimate.
Cassandra, with that said too, we try not to put them directly in front of people's houses. They usually put on the property line of both houses.
Okay, where can I get a clearer map? I could not read the one you sent. All right, there will be a map located on the project page where you can have a better look at the impact area for the project. Are there any other questions? Okay, Mr. Wright says, thank you for holding this meeting and answering all of our questions. This is greatly appreciated. Thank you, sir, for taking time out of your schedule to join us to learn about this project. Are there any other questions before I turn it back over to Mr. Williams? Okay, there is another question. How many properties will be started and finished in a day?
So typically the contractor install about 100 to 150 feet a day, so approximately 2 to 3 properties at a time at different locations. So if there are multiple crews, just multiply that by the number of crews. It could be a couple of days. It depends on what they're doing. So typically, though, it should just only be a day where they're digging past your house, and it's a linear process. So they're just steady moving down the street. You're
Okay.
welcome.
Thank you. All right, any other questions? And you can always reach out to us through the project information line. So what's the project webpage again? You go back, slide. It is DeKalbWatershed.com, and you can go to capital improvement projects and it will take you to this page. But here's a QR code here that will take you directly to the page. We'll also, when we send a follow-up email after this meeting, it will have a direct link to the project page included in that email. And we can also attach the map as well to that email. So you have the map attached by email and not just on the web page. We'll do that as well. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Williams. I'll turn it back over to you.
All right. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming out this evening, spending some time with us, learning more about the project in your neighborhood. Again, you've been given contact information. If you have any questions or whatever, please use that contact information, and I promise you somebody will respond to you. Thank you and have a good evening.